Alright, we're going to finish up the install here. Battery ran dead, sorry guys. Keep going on the other part, so made a two-part. Then I'll make another part of how the blade operates and hooks up and how easy it's going to be. But I had to do a little work here. Let's go ahead and take this, drop this off. On the last part, I was having issues lining the bolts up here and stuff. So what I had to do was go down here and trim this out for it to fit back in there. I was talking about maybe the fair lead was causing some issues. Maybe whenever I was putting the bumper on, it was a little bit of the issue, so I went ahead and unbolted them and then went and trimmed it up. But what it is I'm thinking more or less maybe this corner here is getting hung up on this plate, how it comes out a little bit right here. So I went ahead and did trim this down right here and trimmed this out a little bit on the side, and she fit flush up against there. Another thing I noticed, the fair lead is quite close right here, and feel like a little bit more of a gap over there. So I don't know if it was a welding job or what, if that's, but I'm assuming they're pretty close on both sides, on top of that fair lead, but it's flush against there. Everything bolted up and it looks pretty clean. Underneath here you're not going to have any issues with dragging, so trail riding, going over logs, trees, rocks, you ain't going to tear nothing up. The only thing this hooks onto is the knobs that stick out there, the lugs, whatever you would like to call it. So everything's mounted up there. That's why the moose plow would have kind of hindered on some things. I thought trees would get caught up underneath there or hung up, or if you're getting in rocks, probably bend everything. So we've got these other two boxes, and break them open here and see what we have, and put her on pause and get some of the stuff out. Okay, we got everything out. Comes with instructions. Here's the tube for the back. Leather push tube where the blade hooks to. And look at these awesome size springs. I'll tell you what, these boxes have been heavy. Every box before I took apart, I wondered what was inside. I don't think, I can't remember. I've had a moose blade on a 350 Big Bear, and can't remember what size springs that sucker had, but these are heavy. I don't know if you can see the diameter here. Phone focus in a little bit, but I mean quite big springs. So, and here's bolts and stuff and nuts. Yeah, these are what go through here and tighten them down. But I'm telling you guys, the price on this thing is like $1,050 for this, but you can do some if your local dealer will go with you on any prices, work with you on any prices. This is how you adjust it. This is kind of neat. This is going to be fun to put together the rest of this pieces and see how she's going to work. This is heavy. I mean, this ain't no lightweight. I mean, yeah, it looks built pretty tough. I know how I've watched some of the companies out there showing their stuff off. It's got supports and stuff like that. That should be pretty tough. I mean, this tube is pretty tough, pretty heavy feeling. But anyway, I think I spent about $970 tax and everything out the door for this. Now your moose is going to run for the universal kit for the razor, maybe around 8, 9, and maybe get them talked down a little bit cheaper. But including on how much you want to hassle with hooking a blade up, crawling underneath the razor for one thing, and cutting on your underneath the skid plate. So, so you guys, be your own decision. I guess I decided made pretty good. I hope I made the right decision. Easy hookup. Looks like built pretty tough. Can't wait to see what the blade looks like there. Spend a little more to make it more convenient for you, when you're ready to go ride and you don't have to work at disconnecting this thing, and it looks to be pretty nice on the machine. It's fitting, pretty clean. So, so I'm not telling nobody putting Moose down or nothing. I'm sure Moose is a good product, and there's other good products out there, but for what I've seen right here, right now, this new piece, this Glacier Pro, seems like to be a good system. But we'll only know when we start working with it and how long it's going to last. Put it on pause and figure out what we need to do and start out here. Okay, well, we got our pin through here, which is pretty straightforward. Cotter pin at the bottom. Put the pin through the bolt, through the push tube. These will go to the back for the springs to hook to. Same here. Just take the pin out, put this on, take the pin out on this side, put it on. I did notice it's get zoomed in here, pretty close right there. So what I'm thinking, I don't know, it's going to be not able to go angle this way very much, because if this is going to hinder anything, I would thought they would kind of brought this out just a hair where this can swivel over just a little bit. Now it's going to adjust the other way excellent with no problem. And I did notice this kickstand deal. That's pretty cool. Got it sitting right now, and this is where you're going to kick down on it. And this, I guess, is where it releases. You push down on it, and when it's all hooked up and you back up, it's going to release the kickstand. So I'll look at everything on the instructions here and get some of our other bolts in this bag out and go from there. Oh yeah, and my first video, I was thinking this was going to go through some kind of a spot and down and below, but this hooks onto the push tube or the plow. This is what the winch connects to. So this is just for lifting. So let's move on to the next part. Before I move on to the next part, I'll show you. It is moving quite well. I thought it was going to hang up, but there it is, turned all the way. And let me hold this. It's kind of hard to hold in. Oh yeah, yeah. She'll adjust either way. Quite nice. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and probably, let's set this phone down, and I'll open up the other box and let's see what's in that blade, what comes all with it. Okay, we got the blade, got the box cut open. Till everything I seen till now looks pretty damn heavy, but this blade got a heavy cutting plate, but thin, very thin. I think this blade's not heavy as what I expected. Not for the money, I didn't think. Not very heavy. I know it's probably trying to copy off of the fiberglass one, and plus trying to save some weight. I mean, going on in front of a razor. But, I mean, it's got some good ends, got some thick metal there. But for the most part, I might be able to destroy this blade. I hope not. Because I'm going to push dirt, rock, and whatnot. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be happy with the blade itself. The system, yeah, but I think it's going to be pretty thin. And we'll just have to see. That razor probably might be able to bend her in two. I really hope not. Let's get this push tube mounted up. Well, there she is, zoomed in here a little bit. There's like a sleeve that's going to slide in here on the blade itself, and the big bolt and nut go through there and tighten it down. And got these all tightened up. Got them pretty stiff right now. See how it's going to work. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed some of the other plows. This does put more of the pressure out on the edges of the blade rather than the center. Moose, I think, more contributes the weight or the pressure more in the center. So yeah, that would probably cause the blade to get damaged. I mean, this tube here is pretty heavy. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to see how long it lasts. Maybe got to find out what grade this is. I know it's not heavy as a moose plow, but this push tube here does contribute. Puts the weight out farther on the blade. For not, I mean, the system, how it operates, is going to be nice. If they, well, this is a lot of pretty heavy, and if they make the blade a little heavier, which them plastic ones, I don't know how they withstand the beatings and stuff like that. But for now, this is what I got. This is what I spent $900 to $1,000 for. So now this, it's got like a little, wish I had threaded it all the way up, maybe because they want you to have it a little bit loose. But I might find some washers in there and make it tight. I don't know what it's going to affect. I don't know if I really want it to just dangle. It might be just fine. You're going to be hooked up to your winch, and if anything needs to bounce, it's going to be slack right there. I had 2 bolts left out, and I found out where they needed to go. Let me find it here in my papers. They're called numbers. They're number 7 in the list, and they go. Where's that? Ah, right here. They would go where your other factory bolts would go into the plastic hold it. I guess, you got your plastic, the plow mount, and then your body of your machine. So just extra bolts to hold it on. I got my factories in there right now. I'll leave them in there for now. I'll just put them in my toolbox. Hopefully don't lose them. And that's it, comes with the instructions on how to put the push tube together, frame kit, which all of it mostly is put together other than bolting the push tubes to the tube for the blade and the springs. And this is just this part here, the Pro 66-inch blade. It was all put together other than adjusting the skids. So other than that, we'll shut this down and make a video of how she's going to hook up and disconnect. First, I need to get that off and go ahead and mount it, put this on, and then it'll be ready for its quick connect in the next video. I'll put it part 3, and please guys rate it, comment if you want to, if I did this okay to make you guys happy. I know there's not very many videos out there going this detail. We're not a pro. This is not a profession here, just shade tree mechanic, So thank you.